Hello and welcome to Ginny's Gin Livestream. I'm Ginny, and along with my husband Rob and our dear friends Amy and Jeff Close, we founded Ginny's Gin a few years ago, and we've been doing this cocktail series now for quite some time, and we just don't manage to run out of ideas and run out of new cocktails, so we're pretty excited about that. So it's winter here obviously, and we're in Northern California, and I have to say that the last couple of days have been really, really gorgeous. It's been warm and it doesn't feel like winter at all. But the cocktail I'm going to do today is a winter cocktail. It's the quince. It's a very underappreciated fruit, if you like. And I learned quite a bit about it because a lot of people don't know much about quince. They may well know that you can make a quince paste, which it pairs very nicely with cheese. I think it's you add sugar and lemon, and thank you to Alice actually, who she made some, and we really enjoyed that. So thank you. So the fruits today, the quince, it is an ancient fruit, and it has its origins in the Middle East. And way back when, they talked about how the forbidden fruit was an apple. Well, many think that it actually wasn't the apple that was the forbidden fruit that tempted them in the Garden of Eden. They say that it was the quince. So the quince is this sort of scruffy little guy, and he's actually a little fuzzy as well. So when you use them, the best way to use them is to cook them. This is not like it looks a bit like a pear or an apple, but it is inedible when it's raw. It's very hard, it's very tough, it's tannic, and you definitely don't want to cut it up and eat it raw. So I want to actually, let's go back. So originally, I believe that it was the Greeks who they planted their trees, and they loved the quince, and they actually dedicated their goddess of love to the quince. And their goddess of love was Aphrodite. And then later on, the Romans followed suit with their goddess of love. And obviously that one is Venus, their goddess of love is Venus. But they also would give the quince as a gift to a young couple. It was a sign of good luck and fertility. So that's always good as well. So Ginny and Michael, thank you so much. They're in the Napa Valley in Calistoga, and they have this quince tree. The quince tree is actually in the rose family, so I thought that was kind of interesting as well. So she had all these wonderful quince on the tree, and so she gifted me a large bag. And so then I did my research. I'm like, well, how am I going to get these wonderful flavors of the quince into a gin cocktail? So there's one way that you can do it. That would be to cut it up and add sugar and just basically boil it down and make a simple syrup, and then use the simple syrup in one of your cocktails, which would be great. I chose to go a different route. I decided that I was actually going to infuse the Ginny's gin with the quince. So here's what I did. So first of all, you want to have the skin, because that there's flavor in the skin as well. But as I say, it's fuzzy and it's a little bit scruffy as well. So I got one of these, and I just if you give it a nice good scrub, and that's sort of what makes it a little bit unfavorable, because people don't want to go through the work of having to scrub it. But you can see here how it cleans up quite nicely, like any of us, right? Give it a bit of a scrub and we look better afterwards. I promise I haven't used this. This is brand new. I haven't cleaned the loo with this or anything. So you basically clean it all up, but leave the skin on, and then quarter it, and then make sure that you take the core out. Turns out that the seeds, the pips, whatever you want to call them, are poisonous. I think it would have to be in fairly large quantities, but avoid them. They are actually poisonous, so I don't know if you knew that. So clean it up. Yeah, just remember that, ladies. So you cleaned it up, you chop it up, take the core out, remove the core, and then I added it to the gin. So I put it in a large mason jar, and I think I did like 3 or 4 quinces to a bottle of gin, and then I added some sugar. And you can add the sugar to taste, obviously, but in the recipe that I did, it was sort of I think it was like 2 parts gin, 1 part quince, and then a 1/4 part sugar. But you can make it less sweet if you want to, or more sweet, entirely up to you. So that's, once you've done that, that's the hard work over and done with. Throw it all together in the container, make sure it's sterilized. Hey, it's gin, so it's you're probably going to be okay. So just give it a little shake, make sure that the sugar's all incorporated and what have you. And then put it away in the larder in the dark and let it sit there for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, even 6 weeks. The longer it steeps, then the more of the wonderful flavors you're extracting. Give it a little jiggle, each day if you think about it when you're in the larder, give it a little shake up. And if the quince turns a little brown, it's fine. It doesn't affect the flavor or anything like that. I was told that that's not a big deal. So I think mine was in there for about a month, something like that. And then you come to it and you strain out the quince, and look at this beautiful color that it comes out, if you can see that. It's very on brand, the yellow color, obviously, and that's why I'm wearing yellow today, in honor of the quince. So there it is. This is a quince-infused Ginny's gin. You can basically make any cocktail you want to with the gin as you would with gin, but maybe think about the flavors of the quince. So we've got, it's sort of pear like I always say. There's even a little citrus flavor in there as well. We have lemon peel as one of the botanicals in the gin, so that pairs very nicely with it. Very simple, the hard work's already done, the heavy lifting's done, so the cocktail's super simple. I really like it. You can put it in the freezer and just drink it as a liqueur. So a cold liqueur, you could even drink it at room temperature if you prefer. So nice little liqueur glass, and there it is. And that's really simple, just a little liqueur on a cold night in front of the fire, and it has those wonderful sort of wintry characteristics. But the other thing you can do, and this is just a quick one here, is you could make your regular gin and tonic, but make it a quince-infused gin, a quince gin and tonic. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got that wonderful large spherical ice cube right there, so that's kind of fun. And I looked at the different things that the flavor affinities with quince, and lemon goes very well, and then cinnamon. So I'm just going to pour a little quince gin into the glass, however much you like, and then I'm going to add some tonic to it. Super simple. And the thing about infusing the gin, you can do anything you like. You can infuse all sorts of different fruits that are in season, and long after the fruit is out of season, you can still be drinking those flavors. So that's kind of fun. So a little bit of tonic here on top of the gin, and I'm going to do some lemon peel because that's a nice flavor affinity with the quince. There we go. Do a little zesting squeeze there, and then I'm going to add my cinnamon stick. You could add some thyme or whatever herb is growing nearby. You could do that, but that's what I have done for my quince gin and tonic. And there we go. Rob has a great cocktail for you now, and I'm going to let him take it away.
Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. So I was going to make something with blueberries, but then I really had to remind myself to keep it fresh and seasonal. And blueberries are just not in season right now, even though I saw some really beautiful ones a couple days ago. So I decided to do blood orange. And blood oranges are a mutation of a regular orange. Nobody's really sure where they came from. And the difference between blood orange and regular oranges is that partly the season. The really beautiful red color comes from anthocyanins, which develop during the cold weather. So they're kind of a winter crop. These are Moro blood oranges, and they're available kind of December through early spring. And so I just saw some really nice ones in the store. They're not super dark, but what I have done is I have made some, I did some out of lemons and some out of blood oranges and a couple of lime ones as well. But these, I bought this dehydrator to make beef jerky, and I've used it a lot. But it's really great for making these little dehydrated chips of your citrus, because then they last a really long time. You can put them in a little jar and seal it up after, and then they look just amazing on top of cocktails. Mm-hmm. So I made some of those today, and I'm going to use that as a garnish in our drink. So I've got a super cold, I'm gonna make like a Tom Collins kind of a style of a drink. There's your Tom Collins glass. And I've made some carbonated, my in-house club soda for that. And otherwise, a lot of times when I work with oranges, and I really love orange in cocktails, I like to add citric and malic acid to kind of make it more tart, like a lime or a lemon would be. But today, that's still pretty gorgeous, isn't it? Look at those. So, and anthocyanins that are in blood oranges, like kind of like what grapes or red cabbage would have, other things that are red, are really, really good for your health, and they're an additional benefit beyond what regular oranges have. So, here's my cocktail glass, and I'm gonna go, instead of adding malic and citric acid, I'm gonna add lemon juice to kind of make up the tartness. And I don't know if y'all know this, but each color, limes, lemons, oranges, they're all different sizes. And sometimes if you get a really small orange, you can put it in the lemon one. But yeah, they're really inexpensive. They work great. I'm gonna use the orange one for this. So I'm gonna make a double drink because it's Friday and it fills up a Tom Collins glass. Otherwise, what would a half a glass of Tom Collins be? So I have everything that I need.
Except
with
what you need.
My measuring little guy was right here.
No.
Oh, it is. Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna go with an ounce. So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of juice, and I'm gonna make it somewhere around, an 1.25 ounces of it to be orange, this blood orange. So there's the ounce. And just a little bit more to make it the 1/4. And then we're gonna put the lemon juice in. And we need, say, call it 3/4 ounce of lemon to give it that tartness. Right about there. Okay, so now we have 2 ounces of juice. And to that, we are gonna add our simple syrup, and we're gonna go with 1/2 ounce per drink. So for this double drink, it's 1 ounce of simple syrup, and then just a scant more, so it'd be like 0.6 ounces. And then we're gonna put in, I've already measured into the bottom of this bottle. Oh wow, okay, that does look like a bit more than 4 ounces. Maybe I better double check 4 ounces. So 1.5, and 1.5 is 3. And then right here in the top goes, wow, that really was a hair over 4 ounces. Okay, it looks like a lot, but really. So then I am going to put you can just put a little pinch of salt in your citrus drinks, or you can put a drop of this saline solution or 2. And then oranges really taste great, and blood oranges do as well with vanilla. So 2 drops of vanilla extract. So now we got the juice, we got the sugar, and all we have to do is kind of shake that up and then put in some club soda in our glass. So we're gonna fill our glass up with some ice. That looks about right. We're gonna put it in to the bottom so it'll mix really nicely as we fill the drink, about 1 ounce of club soda. And then we're gonna drop one of the big ones and 2 of the small ice cubes. Ginny's holding onto the camera because when I bang on the desk, it falls over all the time. I'm gonna give it a little shake just to mix everything really well. And we don't really need a strainer. We can just do the old trick. Love the color.
Beautiful color.
And the fill is looking pretty good too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So there's our fill.
Yeah.
And then to that, we are going to garnish with one of these really, what we're going to do is we're going to take a lemon peel and we're going to slide it down inside. And we're going to top it like that with our blood orange. And then we're just going to put one of these really beautiful And it smells really nice on top of the drink. Thai basil flowers right on top.
Ready.
And then we're going to slip our stainless steel straw down inside. And this is blood orange soda with Jen, or Ginny's blood orange Collins.
There you go. That's really pretty.
I can't wait to try it.
Awesome.
So, it is Friday night.
Happy weekend, everybody, and hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy this nice weather where we are in Northern California, obviously. And yeah, we'll be back next week with some more wonderful seasonal cocktails. And thank you for watching.
I might even break the seasonal rule next weekend and do the blueberry drink.
Okay, just been wanting to
There you
do
go.
that. Yeah. Okay, you want to try it?
Yep.
Okay. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, honey. Cheers. Good?
Yeah.
We always like our cocktails, don't we?
We like our own cooking.
Yes, we do. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.